Hey everybody. Let's see, time check 4:03. Why don't we officially get started? Okay, so welcome everybody for tuning in today. You are watching Design Watch, which is our weekly webinar bringing you topics of most value to you in your business. I'm Sandy Cabellas, the current president of the New Jersey chapter of ASID. And you know, this is such a great time for this presentation. We and our clients have been forced to stay at home, and I think that has brought an awareness to people. They're looking around and they're realizing that there are some things that they want to improve upon, particularly now we're getting into summer, the outdoor spaces, and you know, we want to really maximize those. So this is a really timely presentation that we have today. So on that subject, I want to introduce our guest speaker today, Mitch Slater of Danver and Brown Jordan Outdoor Kitchens. I am really excited to hear what you are bringing to us today. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Mitch. Thank you, and take it away.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate the opportunity to speak to the group. We are Danver, Brown Jordan Outdoor Kitchens, and now recently Trex Outdoor Kitchens since the new year. We signed a contract to do a license for them. We've done the license for Brown Jordan Outdoor Kitchens for I think about 9 years now. Danver, I bought a factory that was making copier stands, and I was able to turn it into, believe it or not, an outdoor kitchen company. In 1999 is when I got involved with kitchen cabinet doors, making stainless doors for wood cabinet manufacturers. And from that, in 2000, I got asked to put stainless steel outdoors. So we started building outdoor cabinets that long ago, before anyone else was really doing that. Most people were building things like barbecue islands and really carts, grills on a cart. There's an example of what we used to run into. And our job was to figure out how to get involved in this. And you can see in the next to the refrigerator on the right is like one of our early cabinet installs, and it went into what was typically being done then, and is still actually pretty strongly used these days, is some kind of either stone CMU block with fascia stone or stucco, like one of these things here. That is what people were doing then, and it's still a big component now of that segment of the market. However, on the high end, which is where we got involved, is where I was asked to build cabinets for that outdoor segment. And then we started finding ourselves getting involved with architects and designers and high-end custom builders, looking for something other than these typical things that have been out there for so long. So what we did was we built actual full stainless cabinets, full overlay frameless cabinets, 3-inch increments, pretty much a semi-custom line. And we were doing some replacement of wood cabinets in difficult areas like firehouses and other types of, I guess it's near salt water, areas where the wood doesn't work. So we got involved with that. So we actually have a full cabinet line in addition to the outdoor cabinets. They're all the same cabinets. It's just that a lot of people still use them indoors for different reasons. For the outdoor world, though, we can fit any of the manufacturers. We have 304 and 316 stainless, 316 being what's typically called marine grade, because we sell all over North America, the Caribbean, Hawaii, we're overseas in Asia, and Europe. So we have a bunch of projects going all over the world, and we get a lot of feedback from people, and in turn we've been able to evolve the cabinet line. The doors are solid close, so this is a front and a back of the door. It's a full door. It's not just a front that's flimsy. It closes tightly with magnets and has a rain gasket. We have leveling legs and toe kicks to handle the pitch on patios or on decks. We offer a lot of door styles, colors, all powder coated, baked in-house. We do everything in-house because what we wanted to do was offer so many options that people could find any kind of a solution for the project that they had. Fits all the grills, and we make appliance panels that will match fronts next door to the cabinets. So for refrigerators, beer coolers, ice makers, and those kinds of things. We started building these cabinets, and here you can see it's inside of a stone wall. And we did this for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. I guess 2004 or 5 was when we really started to get some traction. But people were looking for, at that time, mostly stainless steel look. And what we learned from talking to the people, we wanted to figure out how could we make an impact so that we could penetrate more of that market that was based around the stucco and stone and things. So what we did is we figured out that the look, style, and design of the space, rather than only the cooking was dominated by the grill manufacturers. So we kind of looked at it as we're making cabinets, sort of like indoors, and people like to cook in a different way. Everyone has interesting ways that they like to cook, and there were all these appliances coming out. So we focused on what we were good at, which is making cool looking stuff that looks like it's not stainless steel, and make the designer and architect who were using these products in their projects look really good. And that's where we get our design ideas as to what to add to the product, whether it's individual cabinets or a look or a style or color. And that's how we've developed the product line for all these years. We were still toiling in anonymity at that time because we had such a small piece and there were no competitors. So we just did our little thing and found a little niche for ourselves. And it would happen to be in the design world and landscape architects, and builders, mostly custom builders at the time. So here's, we started seeing more of these types of things, separate or large thing attached to the house. Then we started seeing things away from the house, and you can see some of the door styles. This is a beadboard look. We're doing a lot of standalone things today, and this is more what we see, where there's side panels and back panels, lots of different cooking things. There's an Evo grill on the far left and a traditional grill, and then they have a bartending center. They have a refrigerator that's being hidden in this picture. Here's one in the Hamptons, and this is completely separate from the house. The house has the seating. This is where the owner caters. He has catered parties in the weekends in the summer. And now they're probably wearing masks if they're doing any. But this is a good sized kitchen. It's built almost like an indoor kitchen, but sitting outside. And as I said, the seating is up by the house, and then off to the left of this is a pool area where they have another bar set up. We also get involved in a lot of rooftops. This is in Massachusetts, and it's a pretty typical rooftop kitchen for someone who actually owns the space. We do a lot of multifamily, which I'll touch on in a little bit. We do a lot of rooftops and podium type projects, but we do that in all over the United States. Really a lot of multifamily now, and whether it's apartment buildings or townhomes. It's a lot of stuff going on outdoors on the roof. We have cabinets they're standalone, so they are very light, fits well on deck applications. That's one of the reasons we got involved with Trex, is they have a long reach in the decking area of the market. Probably the top deck product that there is, and we got involved with them because our product fits well in their solution. So they have a lot of designers that their Trex pros work with that like to put these things on decks. Here I'm showing some of the legs that we have with one of the new door styles. This happens to be a Trex door style, and this is brand new color also that we started offering. This seems that this is a fairly popular color with some bronze handles. Oops. Here's door styles, just some ideas, some of the door styles we offer. The one in the middle is an integrated handle. The other ones require either we have a tab pull or some kind of an exterior handle that you would add to the door, except for the middle one, which we call Techno, which falls under the Brown Jordan Outdoor Kitchens line. We have some differentiated features by brand, if you were to look for certain doors, which would put you in a category of either buying one of the licensed brands or one of the Danver products. I'm showing just a handful of colors. We have somewhere on the order of 50 colors that we offer standard, and then we also have a method of doing special order colors through our powder coat supplier. And as I said before, we do the powder coating in-house, so it allows us to control the lead times, which during the busy time, like right now, we're at 4-week lead time. And then it takes a couple days to get to New Jersey. Some of our regional people come and actually pick the cabinets up at the factory. Our factory is in Connecticut, halfway between New Haven and Hartford, and it's a 50,000 square foot facility, and we have 53 people right now. We also do powder coat that looks like wood, which has been very popular for the last few years. It's actually a sublimated image of the wood grain that's put into a base powder coat that's very durable. So you can have your cabinets look like wood kitchens. And just recently we started powder coating the interiors and making the drawers look like a wood drawer inside of a color on the outside of the cabinet. One of the beauties of the market is that while we developed something that looked like an indoor product for outdoors, the market came around to do exactly what we were trying to evolve, which is an outdoor living space that looks like an indoor space. And this is perfect for designers, architects, builders, and all these people here, that it gives them a whole new profit center, a new area to develop with the skills that they have, and we've got the tools that really help make them look good. Part of the trends that we're seeing now is there's tons more products for cooking. Cooking is huge for outdoors, and people who have large spaces, and we see a lot of that in New Jersey, there's opportunity to make fairly large kitchens out there if the property allows for it. If it's closer into the city, you get multifunction grills and refrigeration mainly, sort of like what I showed in that Boston picture. That's pretty typical of what we do in densely populated areas where there's multiple living on the same property. Indoor outdoor spaces, I'll show you some pictures of that, because that's possibly what you get into in New Jersey. I know we sell a lot in that area. And then the European and furniture influence, which is what I want to cover a little bit more in depth of the direction we've found ourselves being pushed the closer you are to the urban areas. And then multifamily areas where some of you, I'm sure, are getting involved in some shared spaces that are going on all over New Jersey. Here's a fairly large property. This one's in Florida. The front part is on the right is the outdoor area, and then the other one, the far side, is the inside. And you can see on the left picture that there's like a nanowall that actually separates it. And we see a lot of this all over the country, where people are trying to create a similar looking space indoors and out, so where the person doesn't know, and it's just all part of one living area. Here's another one. This one's in Southern California, actually. And you can see that it goes all the way through to an open area on the far side. This time we're on the inside looking out. The other one we were on the outside looking in. This is down in Virginia, and we see a lot of this kind of style in the Northeast. This is, you walk out of the house, and then you have this large kitchen area with a bar area near it, and then seating away from it, in low seating with a fire pit area around it. It's a very popular look these days, and here you can see a pretty nice looking setup, fairly large for cooking, and people who these people focused around the cooking and serving. This is another large space, also separated from the home. This is in the snow, you can see in the back, and the heaters that are on. This, believe it or not, is in Calgary. And in the winter, it gets like 40 below zero Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius. They would tell me. And then in the summer, it gets about 95 degrees. So that's some pretty harsh temperatures. And the beauty of stainless steel versus, say, a polymer is that it moves very little with the temperature, so that it won't affect the countertop, or in this case, they're doing a lot of waterfall sides and backs on these things. But this is a big operation. A couple of years ago, 2017, I guess that's 3 years ago, we worked with Daniel Germani, who was, I guess he's the creative director, brand ambassador for Decton material. And we created this, well, we call it a concept car because he called it the Asadito. But what it is it's showing a concept of a more European looking, what he called outdoor kitchen, which is furniture looking and kind of cool as a design feature. But from the standpoint of practicality to deliver it to the market, there were certain features people were ready to jump on right away. And one of which was this, this door that we developed, and the features, the Euro features, like the nested drawer systems, so that you get that cool look that has just full height doors, but you get the functionality of the drawers behind it. And this has been a very popular product. This is the Techno line under the Brown Jordan line. This is, as I said, kind of a European look. We're seeing it more in the urban areas. However, it's starting to bleed out into the suburbs, where people just like the look because it's easy to keep clean. There's no handle. So when you're on the ocean, you don't have to deal with washing the handle, being concerned about rust. If you use bronze handles, you can stop the rust by putting like a wax on it, but otherwise it's going to naturally oxidize. And so you either need to clean it or you live with the oxidation. The powder coat is very durable and withstands the elements. You just hose that off periodically to keep the face clean. But this shows a very easy to clean outdoor kitchen. Here's more of that look. This happens to be Tiburon. This is a chef's kitchen, and he wanted this beast of a grill, and that didn't make any sense to put in into a cabinet. So what we did is we just put the cabinets around it, which is a fairly typical way that we end up getting involved with the Kalamazoo. You people are probably familiar with Kalamazoo grills. People prefer, in many cases, our cabinets because of the style options and color options. So we find ourselves around a lot of Kalamazoo grills, which are put into the as a standalone unit in between our cabinet runs. And this chef really wanted this charcoal grill, which generates a lot of heat in a firebox, and it just works better if it's in some kind of another enclosure. Similar to the large pizza ovens, which people want to put in to a stone enclosure, and then we'll put the cabinets all around them. That concept car I had, that Asadito product I showed you before, was on legs, and one of the requests we were getting was for product with legs. This is an early introduction in 2019 May, so a little over a year ago. We developed this is Elements. These cabinets can stand alone. They have features like a pass-through capability, but this is a crude implementation of that. But it received rave reviews at the ICFF show in Manhattan. We actually won best in class for outdoor furniture with this design. This is another collaboration with Daniel. And this is what it evolved to where we made it even more like a piece of furniture, fewer legs, it's on a frame, and we were able to figure out how to put these together with hardly any legs, so it looks like real furniture, but still houses all the things that you would need. Trash. It's got a small refrigerator in it. It's got the grill where the top opens all the way, and lots of storage access from both sides on that credenza out front. Whoops, wrong way. Sorry. This we showed at the Builder Show, which was the earliest implementation of that look. And here we have the powder-coated drawers that look like, in this case, teak. From that look, we decided we preferred walnut. So the future pictures I'm going to show you, we use walnut in the interior. But the options are pretty broad for all the different wood finishes that we offer. There's about a dozen or so finishes that we can use. We're showing bright colors because these were trade show colors. because we were getting ready to launch the, am I going the right way? Yes. Getting ready to launch this particular kitchen. This was what was going to be at ICFF in May of this year, but it was canceled because of the COVID-19 situation, and we didn't get to show it. So we ended up we using the photos of the actual display in this virtual type trade show situation, that similar to what we're doing here. We do a lot of these during this time that we're not able to travel. So this is actually a production version of the unit. You can see the door has a back bevel handle, so that the door back is actually the gray piece up there at the top of the door. It's got the walnut drawers. We have the pull-out trash. This is kind of a cool looking product that people have already glommed onto. We just started shipping that this month. Or actually the end of June, we shipped our first one. Second one went out the other day, and we're just getting orders now. So we're going to be shipping hopefully from now on. Here's a black one. This is pretty cool. Also, there's that walnut drawer, and it's showing a Decton top in this case. Am I going fast here, Sandy? Anyone have questions that you want to stop me, or you want to do questions all at the end?
No, I think it's going great. I don't see any questions popping up, although as everyone's watching, feel free to type into the Q&A section, and we will address everyone's questions at the end. Does that work for you, Mitch? All right.
Works fine for me. I go
Okay.
either way, so it's not a problem.
Excellent.
The multifamily area we've been doing now for probably 6 years or so, maybe strong, I guess it's been. It started a little slowly. We didn't really understand the market, but we tried marketing to the hospitality market. And there's a lot of people who design in hospitality who also design in multifamily. And it could be rental apartments like the high rises where the developer's doing the buying. Maybe it's spec'd by an architect and a designer, but the developer makes the decisions to purchase. Or it could be townhomes where the people buy that, or condos where people buy the property, and then they put their own unit on the balcony, because the developer doesn't typically do that in a rental situation, because he doesn't want to have any liability on balconies. So he usually has us put the stuff on the rooftops or the podiums, which are mid-level patios outside for tenants to gather at. Here it usually involves ADA requirements for height. You'll see the ADA sink, and this is like an early one where it's a hybrid, where the sink's ADA, but the other's not. We started moving more. This is a New York property, big one. This one has 2 grills, and I think here it is, and the bar. Now this is also a hybrid. The cooking area and the sinks have the ADA height, but those are 42-inch bars, and I guess what's happened is they've allowed mixed heights for these properties as long as they meet the ADA requirement in the appropriate place to meet code. And we sell these types of projects all over the country. In this case, you're sitting where the grill is. In places like garden apartments, and you'll see that more in the suburbs, 3- and 4-story high. Sometimes they have little rooftop gathering areas. Sometimes they have gathering areas near a pool, and they may put 4 actual grills in little L's so that people who reserve them can be separated from the other groups. In opposition to that, you had this option where people are cooking. They reserve the time on the grill, and then they'll go to a sitting area with their group to sit, but they reserve the grill for a half hour at a time or whatever the property allows. I forget where this one was. It might be Florida, this one. This is a 2 grill unit, and they have several of these on the property in these areas like this. And that's a huge section, because we develop these products. If you see, there's cabinets only under the grill. If you look at this other one here, there's cabinets under the grill and around. They put trashes in. This particular one didn't do refrigerators, but we do see all that. On shared areas, it's kind of not necessary, and some people actually don't want them. But here, we developed a product that's next to the grill and between the two grills. Those are what we call PPS, a post and panel system, which makes it look like the cabinetry, but there's no access for storage. The only access under the grill is for gas. But that does two things. It reduces the cost, but also keeps the maintenance very easy on the maintenance staff, because this is stainless steel powder coated. It's very resilient and easy to keep clean. When they were putting stucco and some kind of stone things that they would normally put on a ground, and they put them up on these properties, they get pretty ratty, because here you can have the air underneath the cabinets, because the cabinets are on legs with toe kick. It's easy to take that toe kick off and hose out underneath, so you don't get any gatherings of animals, and you don't have like a water dam where water rushes against there, and then it ends up getting moldy and mildewed. And if there's people who when they treat these and it's not their own, they don't treat them so nicely. So they drip things, they spill things, and on stone and stucco, you can't really clean it very easily. So those things tended to rot apart inside of one winter. So this becomes much more cost effective. It's easy to install, goes together very quickly, and brings the actual cost down dramatically if it's looked at over a period of a couple of years versus the 1 or 2 years you got out of the other one, and the unsightly look after a very short period of time. I guess I spoke fast enough to get to a half hour. That was, I guess I did my time. We've produced the outdoor living report, and you can download that from our website, brownjordanOutdoorKitchens.com. It talks about a lot of the things that are trends that we've seen, and by territory. And you guys are all in New Jersey, so you'd be more concerned with the Northeast stuff. We can have our representative, Dave DeFrank, come visit you, any of you people, and go through the products. We can get you chipsets to take a look at some of the colors, and we can help with design. We have in-house salespeople. I see Dave DeFrank comes out of Delaware, comes up to New Jersey, and his rep is Sandy Prestash in our office. And either of them can help with either explaining the product, quoting a product, or helping you understand it. Dave can come in and do training in your facility, or we can do training something like this in more detail if you wanted it on our quoting system. That's my story.
Thank you. That was amazing. I'm amazed when I see this, because it's amazing to see how far this segment of the market has come, the outdoor cabinets. And I want to rip out my kitchen and replace everything with this product, because the selections seem to be almost limitless. The colors, the textures, the door styles. It's exciting for me for one.
Well, that's why we have an advantage, is we build to order. So there's nothing in stock. You don't have any, there's no like deals there of junk we have laying around. But what it allows us to do is we got really good at lean manufacturing. So we can make things quickly from scratch, and it allows us to offer tremendous number of options and looks and styles, so that people can address whatever they run into. And we develop everything in-house. So for some people, they need a product that looks like it could be used more than once. We'll sit there and make it in-house and be able to sell it.
Right. What is a lead time from order to delivery typically?
They're 4 weeks typically right now. In the off season, and in the winter, it's 3 weeks, because the northern tiers tends to not buy, and we sell to the southern tier only. Now we're selling to north and south, so it's very busy right now.
I'm sure. A couple of questions that just came in prior to this, if I could run by you. One was about different applications other than outdoor kitchens. Can you covered some of those, but maybe you can.
Yeah, well, like I said, firehouses is one where people, they kick the doors shut and all that stuff. And that's not to say the door won't dent if a guy kicks it hard, but it lasts. And then people who have allergy conditions where they can't have off-gassing of formaldehyde or something like that. This has worked, and we've sold whole kitchens indoors like that. People who have island homes. Some of the people in the Northeast have something in the Bahamas. They may have something elsewhere in the Caribbean or in the Keys, and the doors and windows are always open. The bugs don't penetrate this material. The salt air doesn't ruin the material like you would if you have wood. So in some cases, this works really well as an option for that type of environment.
Yeah, that's amazing. Interesting about Trex. I'm wondering why you decided to bring that brand into the portfolio. Was it something that was different about that line?
Well, they had a deal with a polymer cabinet company for 5 years, and they didn't see eye to eye. They're ubiquitous. They're everywhere, Trex. So we felt that we could gain more notoriety than we do in our normal world, where we do all our own promotion and PR and advertising is under the Danver name, and Brown Jordan Outdoor Kitchens. Brown Jordan is an iconic brand in furniture. Designers and architects recognize that. But we do a very big business with remodeling contractors and designers who work with remodeling contractors and builders who know the Trex brand. But the product is not Trex material. It's all stainless steel, everything. So a lot of people think it's made of Trex because we're tied up with Trex. But the other guys weren't Trex either. They were a polymer that was totally different than Trex material. But ours is the same stainless steel cabinet, so you get the same product that you would with the other ones. It just offers some of the different door styles that are not available in either of the other brands.
Okay, I get it. We have a question here that popped up. Do you provide all the sampling needed for door styles, decked in or countertop, hardware, etc.?
We do the doors. The countertops we don't do. We just partner on a marketing basis. So because we both market to this similar audience, so we do shows together in many cases. We promote each other in events in many cases, and that's gotten from the Cosentino people, and they'd be happy to supply you with samples for sure. On the doors, we have a program to be able to provide doors and color chips. Handles are a little different. We have handle options, and sometimes people want to see them, and our rep usually will bring those out, or we can send it on a sampling basis.
Yeah, that was my next question. So if a designer is interested in specifying and sourcing your product, do we contact you directly? Do we work through a distributor, or how does that work?
What I've found about designers is they tend to go to market in tons of different ways. Sometimes they want to buy it and resell it, and we do that in many cases. Others don't want to do that. They want to refer the customer to someone to buy it. So we have dealers that sell to the trade people. We sell directly to some of the trade people. We don't sell directly to homeowners. We're a business-to-business company, and we have, as I mentioned your rep, Dave. We have 40 reps in North America who cover the world, plus 4 inside salespeople. So we have for your people, we have 1 rep who could travel to your territory, and we have an inside salesperson that backs him up. But it's fairly easy to get what you need if you just contact the factory, and you'll get taken care of. Sales@danver.com will get you to whichever brand you want. Everything is housed in the same facility, except me.
Exactly. Right, of course. Okay. If anyone has any other questions, last call for questions. This is great. I love learning
Good.
about this. So anyway, just looks like we don't have any more questions today, but I want to thank you, Mitch, for joining us today, because this is great information. It's very nice to meet you virtually.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the opportunity, and hopefully we can help you at least make decisions on a good direction for an outdoor living space.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we will make this video available to everyone who was not able to join us today live. We're going to be posting it on our
Great.
YouTube channel. So if anybody wants to catch it a second time, you can see it there. So
Thanks
thanks.
very much.
Great to see you, and thanks everybody for joining us. And we will see you next time. Have a great holiday weekend.
All right, you too. Thanks.
All right, take care. Bye bye.